So the new Congress is days in. You just wrapped up a very big fiscal deal, but the next fiscal fight is already on the horizon a bit. The president has come out and pretty clearly said that he's not negotiating on the debt limit. Do you think that he can sustain that?
Well, I certainly hope so, and I have confidence that he will. Here we are in a new Congress. We have 49 new members on our side alone, so we consider it a fresh start.
The Republicans are saying, of course, we're not going to give you anything on the debt limit unless you cut spending dollar for dollar.
I think these two subjects are very important. They are separate subjects. Yes, we need to reduce the deficit. We need to create jobs to bring in revenue. We need to increase revenue, and we need to make cuts, and that's what we should do. To attach them to the debt ceiling fight is something that is almost, and then to put a standard that is even higher than the debt ceiling is really, it doesn't make sense.
Do you think the president needs to go out and travel around and talk about this beforehand so it avoids getting to another one of these desperate situations?
I don't know how much traveling he has to do with it, but I know he has to communicate with the American people on it.
Get them to convince the Republicans that this can't go this way.
Well, it's to bring everyone to a place that we can say we are going to remove all doubt that the full faith and credit of the United States of America will be honored.
Mr. Boehner, you know, he snuck through his election a little bit. There was more drama there than I thought there was going to be. Do you think that that could possibly, since he's going to have to show that he's strong on the right again, make him less apt to compromise and dig in a little deeper on some of these issues to come?
Well, I certainly hope not, because to remind, there is a Democratic Senate. To remind, there is a Democratic President of the United States who has to sign the bills and who has, shall we say, some currency with the American people as he brings his message forward. But I think that, I really do believe that there is a place where if the Republicans would adopt what Speaker Hastert had, the majority of the majority,
right.
If they have a majority, but not overwhelming majority, just over half of the Republicans, at least, in the House, that we could find compromise.
That could at least track half of the House Republicans.
That's right. Have the House
Even
Republicans,
though they've lost
have
some
the
of
House
their
Democrats.
centrists and moderates, they've gotten some more conservative members. In fact, 2 freshmen came in and voted against John Boehner for Speaker, which I thought was pretty interesting.
No comment. I can't explain that to you. That was very strange.
So on some of the other issues that are pending, obviously gun violence is high on the agenda. There's a big push on to do something growing out of the terrible shooting in Connecticut. Do you envision getting something done in the area of gun violence?
I certainly hope so, and you use the right term. Gun violence prevention is the mission that we are on. The President, I said very well about some of these issues. There has to be a national conversation. The safety of our country cannot go as slow as the slowest ship in the House of Representatives or even the United States Senate. I would say that if we come out of the Newtown experience and all we do is talk about it and not have a result, that would be a dereliction of duty on the part of those of us in public office. We must find a place that we can come to agreement on this.
Well, you were here in '94 when they passed the assault weapons ban. Big part of this crime bill. People lost their seats because of this.
That's right.
And do you think people are going to be willing to take the risk of losing their seats again?
I think so. I believe that people would, as I've said many times, that I remember in '94 we worked hard. We didn't succeed at first,
right.
But then we did. And everybody was very proud of that. Many Democrats lost their seats in the next election. In fact, we lost the House for multiple reasons, but
right.
That was one of them. And but they came back in this period between the election and now, well, in the lame duck period, and said they would do it again. It was so important to our country.
So one last thing, I have to ask a couple political questions for sure. So usually the midterm of a president's second term is not very hospitable to his party in Congress. What's your anticipation for the midterm? Do you think you can keep gaining seats, or will you have to hold on?
Well, first let me just say, as I make a proclamation here, as I have said recently, any assumptions about past performance when it comes to election in this day and age are stale. Communication has changed. Some of the impact of what happens in the midterm of a presidential campaign is predicated on a president having a big sweep when he comes in, and then that subsides next. Well, we went through that once. But
The old rules don't apply.
Also,
You take the House back? I'm
I
asking
don't
you
know.
a few days after you just
I don't
convened.
know. I think it's all possible, but I guess I have to always see an election a year out. You
Right.
see what the
Well,
condition
there's
is.
certainly a lot that can go on here that could influence it.
That could, and that will influence who runs.
Right.
And who runs makes a really big difference as to who wins. We won in '06 because of we had a very good campaign, but better than that, we had the best possible candidates. And the best possible candidates come forth when they think there's a chance to win.
You
So
don't sound like somebody
redistricting.
who's ready to get out of politics here.
Well, while I'm in it, I'm in it. When I go, I'll go. But I
that's a
enjoy the
decision for
politics.
later, though, right?
Yeah. We just finished a lame duck session. I don't want to be a lame duck leader 2 days into the campaign, should I decide not to continue.